dealing with our section here moves on into dealing with laws concerning violence towards another person. Calvin covered that, which also dealt with how slaves were to be regarded and how those who were over them were to be held responsible for their actions. It wasn't just how the slave reacted to his situation. It was, more importantly, in fact, I would say, how the person who was in charge reacted and how they did what they were doing. I think all of this points to the idea of personal responsibility. I think that's the overarching concept that we see in this whole section. Sure, the people had been slaves, but they weren't to see themselves as victims, right? And how they treated each other, even down to a slave, was under great scrutiny. That's the principle that's laid out. They weren't to go around and say, well, my sin has an excuse. I'm treating this person poorly because I was a slave at one point. You should look on my sin a little bit differently because I was oppressed at one time. Right? I mean, that's one of the great evils of our day and age today, is that there are those who would say, well, my ancestors were oppressed, and so I get away with this. I need to be treated differently because of that. Well, no, there was no excuse for sin, none at all. And the memory of such a thing, that should